ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनं शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नारायणं गुरुं वन्दे शारण्यं भक्तबान्धवं गौरमनुविष्टं पूर्णां राधदास्यं प्रदायकं रूपानुगाचार्यवर्यं रूपमञ्जरिप्रेष्ठकं पतितपावनकरुणीयं युगाचार्य नारायणम् वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। श्यामसुन्दर श्रीकन्धशेखर इस्मिरहासर मुरली मनोहर राधिकर शिखमं कृपानिधे स्वप्रिया चरण किङ्करीं कुरु। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वृन्दाई तुलसी देवी आय प्रियाय केशवास च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So first of all, I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramaradatam Sri Guru Pada Padma, Nita Lila Pravistam Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya, Ashtotara Sata Srisrimad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. And to my most worshipable Shiksha and Sannyasa Guru Nita Lila Pravishta Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaja, and to all Shri Rupanava Gauriya Guru Varga, to all Tridandi Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here today, my most respectful obeisances. So by the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudeva and all Mahabhagavatas Acharyas, we are able to assemble here one more time. So today we are together to celebrate the 14th disappearance day of Srila Gurudev. That is happening tomorrow, at least here in India. So I would like to begin by saying, by quoting Prahlada Maharaj. Prahlada Maharaj, after Lord Nrsimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu, he was very furious and he was uncontrollable. Then the demigods, they requested Prahlada Maharaj to pacify Nrsimhadev. So when Prahlada Maharaj, then he approached Lord Nrsimhadev and he began to speak many beautiful prayers, pacifying the Lord. And one of the prayers that is in the 7th Canto 9th chapter, verse 28, Prahlada Maharaj, he says, "My dear Lord, because of my association with material desires, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes. But your servant, Narada Muni, kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to acquire spiritual qualities like himself. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I leave his service?" So basically, Lord Nrsimhadeva, he offered many blessings to Prahlada Maharaj, many boons. But Prahlada Maharaj, he refused everything, except this one, that he requested that he should always be in the service of Narada Muni. Although he was there in front of the Lord, he could ask to live in the transcendental abode of Nrsimhadev forever and be with him forever. But he had one more important concern, is that who gave him that darshan? Who made him qualified to have the mercy of Lord Nrsimhadev? That was Narada Muni, that was his Gurudev. So a bona fide disciple will never give up his Gurudev. Never. And his desire will be always to be in the service of his Gurudev. And if his Gurudev will send him to serve Krishna, then that's a separate issue. But the main thing is that the disciple's duty is only to be at the service of his Guru. That is called gratitude. At least this is called gratitude. So in this way, with this prayer, I begin today trying to remember the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev and trying to have at least one drop of Guru Nishtha that Prahlada Maharaj has, so that I can never leave the service of my Gurudev. I can never leave his association. Because out of his compassion, out of his causeless mercy, he has accepted me. He has taken me out of this well, this blind well, full of snakes. And he's trying to make me Atma Sat with him. He's trying to make me one with his heart, with his mood. Although it has not yet happened, but still, this is his desire. And it has not happened only because of my own faults, only because of my own material desires. But from his side, that is what he's trying to do. And that in itself is the reason that we have to be indebted to Srila Gurudev forever. To the fact that he's endeavoring to give us what is the highest, what is the best, what is the most pure. Most pure. Yesterday in the lecture about Gurudev's chart, Jai Shama Sundar Prabhu, he was explaining the D potency, right? Buddhi, Shuddhi, all the Ds, the four potencies that are there. And Krishna is represented by Shuddhi. Shuddhi means purity. So, how important is the fact that we have to become pure in order to be able to receive what Gurudev is giving us? Because if we are not pure, we can't receive. Although Gurudev is trying to give, it cannot come, that gift cannot reach us. So purity is very important. This whole process that we are in, this is called Shuddha Bhakti. It's not only Bhakti, it's Shuddha Bhakti, it's a pure Bhakti. Some people could think that why Bhakti needs the prefix of pure, Shuddha. Bhakti means always pure, but actually not. Bhakti can be mixed, Bhakti can be contaminated, Bhakti can be overlapped by so many desires and so many things. So in this way, we are in the process of finding purity. Finding purity. And if we are pure enough, then we are able to accept and receive what Gurudev is giving us, because what he's giving us is so pure, is so fresh, is so transcendental that we cannot hold with dirty hands. So in this way, this is how I pray to Srila Gurudev that he will never give up the hope upon myself. Although even I may give up this hope, but he shouldn't. And I think he will not. But anyway, this prayer is that to always remind us that we are the servants of Gurudev. Nothing else. We don't know who is Radha, we don't know who is Krishna, we don't know who is Mahaprabhu, we don't know who is Nrsimhadev. We have never met them. But Gurudev we met. And then this way we can understand how Gurudev is the all in all for us. He's everything for us. So in this way, Srila Gurudev, today I want to explain something in two parts of this lecture. The first part, I want to explain the symptoms of bhav, which are described by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. How is it present in Gurudev? How Gurudev manifests these 9 symptoms of bhav. Okay. And then afterwards, second part, I will discuss a little more about our own relation with Gurudev in separation. Okay. So what is that verse? That verse is called Kshantira Vyarta Kalatam Viraktir Manna Shunyata Ashabandha Samutkanta Nama Ghani Sadaruchi Ashaktis Gunakyane Pritistad Vasatistale Ityadayo Nubhavasyur Jata Bhavanukure Jane. This is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.3, 26 and 25 and 26. Okay. So in this verse, the symptoms of bhav are being described. What are they? First, kshantir. Kshantir means tolerance. Then, abhyartha kalatvam, concern that time should not be wasted. Then, biraktir means detachment. Manna shunyata, absence of self-prestige. Then, ashabandha means hope. Then, samutkanta means eagerness. Then, nama gani, sadaruchi means taste for chanting the holy names always. Then, ashaktis tad gunakyani, attachment to the descriptions of the transcendental qualities of the Lord. And pritis tad vasatistale means affection for those places where the Lord resides, means for the pastime places of the Lord. So these are the 9 symptoms of bhav that Srila Gurudev has manifested. So let us learn how Srila Gurudev, he was manifesting those symptoms, because we see, we judge the Vaishnava by the symptoms, by his own behavior, by his own character. And that comes from the eyes of the scriptures, because with our own eyes, we can't see all these things. So we learn the qualities of the Vaishnavas from the scriptures. The scriptures will describe to us how Vaishnava are exalted. Because our eyes, they cannot perceive things, they cannot see things, right? So the first is kshantir. Kshantir means forbearance, tolerance. So the example I'm giving here is that one day, some devotees, they complained to Srila Gurudev about the misbehavior of one sannyasi. I won't mention name. But anyway, after bringing the complaint to Srila Gurudev about that sannyasi, Srila Gurudev actually, he reprimanded those devotees who were complaining about the sannyasi. And Srila Gurudeva, he quoted one verse that is also from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.42, which says, the Lord is so kind to the devotee who is fully surrendered to his lotus feet, that even though the devotee sometimes falls into the entanglement of vikarma, vikarma means the acts against the Vedic directions, the Lord at once rectifies such mistakes from within his heart. This is because the devotees are very dear to the Lord. So in this way, Srila Gurudev, he was expressing his tolerance, his forbearance towards that devotee's misbehavior. Why? Because Krishna himself tolerates that. So what to speak of Guru? If Krishna tolerates the misbehavior, what to speak of Guru? Guru is like a mother. Guru sees the disciple as a son, as a daughter, right? So yesterday we saw also in Gurudev's chart that is showing that he has many putras, means many sons, many children, and they are Gurudev's disciples. And he himself used to say, you are all my sons and daughters. But especially Gurudev used to say, my daughters are more special than my sons. I like more my daughters than my sons, Gurudeva used to say, because they have more this mood towards me as being daughters than the male devotees as being son. So Gurudeva, he used to have this special affection, especially for his daughters. So in this way, in this example, Gurudeva is manifesting his tolerance, extreme tolerance. The next symptom, this is called abhyarta kalatvam, means never wasting time. So Gurudev, although he had spondylitis, head problem, neck problem, okay, he would sit and write until his body would fail, would fade. One time, Srila Gurudev, he was writing in Mauritius Island, and he was having this collar, protecting his neck, and he had one recommendation from doctor: every 30 minutes he should stop writing and he should lie down and take rest, and then after 30 minutes again he could come and sit. So Shpad Madhava Maharaj, he would come and he would on time stop Gurudev, and make Gurudev lie down and close the windows and let Gurudev be there relaxing and sitting. But as soon as Madhava Maharaj leaves the room, he hears a sound, click. Gurudev has switched on his small abajur, his small side lamp. And then what he did, he took his diary, his notebook, and he began to write like this, upside down. And then Madhava Maharaj comes in and he chastises Gurudev. Say, why you're disobeying doctor's order? You're not supposed to do it. And what Gurudev replies, oh, I can't waste time. If I'm just lying down here, what is the use of my being here? I can't stop. I can't hold myself. I have to write. I have no time left. I have to write. I cannot waste a single moment. So another example that Gurudev manifested of not wasting time. Even when he was taking massage, okay, he was lying down taking massage. At that time, he can't actually do anything. He has to be there, just lying and taking massage. But nevertheless, he took the opportunity to speak Stavastutis. So he used to be, while devotees are doing massage, he is just chanting so many Stavastutis, so many shlokas, ashtakams, and he's always remembering Yamuna Devi, and he's singing for Yamuna Devi. Then he's remembering Radha Kundan, and he's singing for Radha Kundan, like that. So never waste time. Never just sitting and lying, without doing any type of bhakti. Every moment should be for bhakti somehow. Every moment. So yeah. So, and then towards Gurudev's, towards the more or less the end of his mission, he felt that really time was running and time was going, and he had something really important to do. So once he was at the birthplace of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Jagannath Puri, with a few devotees around him. And then he told the devotees, listen, for many years I have spoken the glories of Prahlada Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, so many devotees, Uddhav. But from now on, I want to speak only the glories of Rupa Goswami Pad. And those who will be with me, they will get it. Because there is no more time. Now I have to really focus on what I have come to give. So in this way, Srila Gurudeva, he made his point very clear. And from that, he said, okay, that's enough. I have glorified all the different rasas and different devotees, different categories, different levels. But what I have come to give, now I have to focus on that because there is no time. Time is running against myself all the time. So what is the speciality of Srila Gurudev? Is that Gurudev, he has come to reveal the glories of Srila Rupa Goswami in the way that no one have done before. Okay. The next, this is Viraktir. Viraktir means detachment. So one time, Gurudev, he told, some people were asking to him about mission, committees and submittees and legal, matters of names of mission and this and that. And then Gurudeva, he became angry, upset, very grave. And he said, listen, I do not belong to any mission. He made a very bold statement. I do not belong to any mission. Although I am the secretary of Gauri Vedanta Samiti, if this become unfavorable to my seva, I can give it up at any time. Although he was a secretary in India has more importance than the president itself of that trust. Okay, so Gurudev was the secretary, so his role was more important than the president of the trust, Srila Bhaktivedanta Bhamana Goswami Maharaj. But nevertheless, Gurudev holding this big position, he was never attached to all these things: name, position, fame, brands and logos, all these things, never. And he made a very clear statement. If even that becomes unfavorable to my seva, to my Guru seva, or to Radha Krishna seva, whatever, I am ready to give it up at any time. And he did that. He not only spoke, but he did that. He left the institutional mission of his Gurudev when that became unfavorable for his seva. And then he made something else, right? Also, one time, one devotee asked to Gurudev, Gurudev, what will be of your mission after your departure? Who will be your successor? And then what Gurudev answered? He said, oh, I am like Shukadeva Goswami. When Parikshit Maharaj had the necessity to hear Harikatha, Shukadeva Goswami appeared from nowhere, spoke Katha, and then left. Although I appear as an acharya on this society, I will just disappear one day. So don't be attached to all these societies. Just be attached to Harikatha. So with that answer, Gurudev is saying, I'm not keeping any successor. All of you can be my successor if you are attached to Harikatha. Otherwise, if you are attached to societies, to formalities, documents, holding buildings, holding properties and things, and the copyrights, what is the point? Even Gurudev never made copyright of his books. Gurudev's books have no copyright. So, and he made very clear, I never want copyright. Anyone can publish, anyone can sell, anyone can distribute. These are not my books, actually. These are Goswami's books. Why should they make copyright of those things? I am just writing some comments on some commentary on that, on those books. But what is the point, right? So in this way, Gurudev was very detached from all these things. What to speak of his family, what to speak of mundane activities that he left, and that is very obvious to everyone, right? Even there was one incident that when he was already in charge of Mathura temple, he left also that position when the things became unfavorable, and he left. Then he went to Govardhan. He went to Govardhan. And he stayed there hidden, doing bhajan. And at that point was the moment that he manifested, he was able to realize his spiritual form, okay, in his human-like pastimes, okay, as sadhaka. That happened in that moment. So that could not be more true than what Gurudev said, that if things become unfavorable, I will just leave because I cannot miss my point, right? So when things in the temple there in Mathura Math became a little bit complicated, unfavorable, Gurudev left. And no one knew where he was except from Srila Bhaktivinoda Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Gurudev wanted to have one copy of Ujjvala Nilmani, and he was not able to get there because in Radha Kunda at that time, Govardhan was like very, what to say, undeveloped place at that time. So then he wrote a message to Srila Bhaktivinoda Bharati Goswami Maharaj requesting him to find out this book and send to him. At that time only he knew that Gurudev was there, right? Because he was very dear friend to Srila Gurudev. And also, taking the opportunity now to also speak one more thing that Srila Maharaj told about Gurudev, which is not related to this topic, but just taking the opportunity before I forget. Many people, they criticize Gurudev because of the way he preached, the way he presented things, the way he spoke Harikatha and many things like that. Although all these criticism were like, completely meaningless, because Gurudev was not a Sahajiya, of course, but some, devotees wanted to put him in the same basket like that. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Bharati Goswami Maharaj once, he told that just like in a festival, there are so many items of prasadam to be distributed. There will be someone in charge of that prasadam, and he will select devotees and he will direct them which items they should distribute, right? So in the same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is in charge of the distribution of Krishna Prasad in this material world, in the sense that he is the one who is organizing all the acharyas and telling them what you should distribute, what each of you should distribute. And therefore, Mahaprabhu is giving to Gurudev these particular topics about Rupanuga Bhajan and others to distribute, while he gave to other acharyas different dish, different subject to distribute. So in this way, we cannot make Gurudev, we cannot fit Gurudev in that small, square frame of Gauriya Math traditional preaching, because he's not fitting there. But nevertheless, he's not also fitting in the frame of the Sahajiyas. He's somewhere else. He's in a very special position inside of the Gauriya Math, by giving something that was not given before. And this is one of the Gurudev's most special aspect. Okay, so next topic is called Manna Shunyata. Manna Shunyata means without any desire for self-prestige, right? Devoid of selfishness. So one time, one scholar from Scandinavia, he was doing some research regarding the matter of Guru Tattva. So he was traveling in India and he was interviewing so many different gurus in India. Then he came to Gurudev. One devotee made some connection and he came to Gurudev to ask Gurudeva questions, regarding this, acharyaship, this position. And he started the interview by asking a very strange question. He asked Gurudev, when did you decide to become a guru? And Gurudev was a little bit, feeling weird. And he said, I'm not a guru. And then the person said, but what about all these disciples, all these temples and everything? And Guru said, oh, they are not my disciples. They are my friends. And together we are trying to make a favorable environment so that we can do bhajan together. And the man was a little bit surprised. And then he asked, but do you have a guru, right? And Gurudeva said, yes, I have a guru. So how do you know that he is bona fide? Yesterday, I was just telling about that when we discussed about Gurudeva astrological chart. That is very easy for us to say he is a pure devotee. But what about others? How can we prove that he is a bona fide devotee? One of the ways is showing astrology. Of course, the person that you are trying to convince must believe in astrology, of course. Otherwise, we have no way. But nevertheless, now Gurudev is in that position that he has to answer someone that is challenging and asking, how do you know your guru is bona fide? Why did you choose him? Gurudev became very grave, actually very angry, because, who is this person to ask me? I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious that it's not a question that we want to answer, right? We don't want anyone, questioning if our guru is bona fide or not. And then Gurudev, he took a breath and with so much, patience and, mercy, he answered to that man. He said, after serving him for more than 60 years, I definitely have realized how he's bona fide. And then Gurudev stopped there. Gurudev, he didn't say more. And then the guy asked him again. He asked, so when will you go to Goloka Vrindavan? Again, Gurudev became very grave. And Gurudev said, I will not go to Goloka Vrindavan. And the man say, why not? But you should be a pure guru. This is your destination. You want to reach Krishna's abode. You want to go to Goloka Vrindavan. And Gurudev say, no. In my next life, if I can become a blade of grass on the bank of the Yamuna, at the Parikrama Marg in Vrindavan, then the Vaishnavas, they can come, they can pass by and leave their feet dust upon my head. Then my life is successful. That is what I pray for my next life. That is what I want to become in my next life. You are talking about Goloka Vrindavan? Then this is Gurudev's what to say? This is how he is devoid of self-prestige. Because self-prestige is not only when you want to show off to others, it's also what you really think about yourself, right? You may think you are great, but in front of others, you may say that you are nothing. But still you are keeping your self-prestige inside. You say, oh, better if I don't say that in public because people will think I'm not humble. But in fact, I'm great. I'm very great. I must go to Goloka Vrindavan one day. But Gurudev is giving the example. How Vaishnavas they should think, how Vaishnavas they should behave. And that's not something that he's pretending. That is original, that is true. He's not thinking that he's going to Goloka Vrindavan. He's not just saying, these things. The desire of Vaishnavas is always to be humble and to feel that they are devoid of qualification, devoid of pride, devoid of even merits. to receive something good from Krishna, to achieve some position. Their humility can never allow them to think that they are worthy or they are deserving something positive. They always want to put them in the lowest position. So in another occasion, Srila Gurudeva was in Radhakund. And then in Radhakund, there are so many pandas. Pandas are the priests who come to do puja and sankalpa for you, and you give them some money. It should be an option from our side, but it is no longer an option. Once you go, you have to find one of them and you have to do. Otherwise, they will be angry. So Srila Gurudeva, he used to have his own panda always, and he used to go and he used to, deal with the same person. And then once, one of the pandas came to Gurudev and he was crying. He was very emotional. And he paid his pranam to Gurudev. And he asked to Srila Gurudev, please, can you give me initiation? And Gurudev was shocked. And Gurudev was saying, no, I can never give initiation to you. And the panda was very upset to say, why? But I really want you should be my Gurudev. And Gurudev was saying, you know why? Because our Guru Varga, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he described in Manashiksha, he said that Guru Goste Gostala Isu Sujane Busura Gane. He's saying that the Brahmins of the Dham, they are our worshipable objects. So you are my worshipable object. How can I be your Guru? So how Gurudev is, humble. How he's never thinking, okay, I have a good opportunity. Now I will become a guru of one panda from Radhakund. I will have influence. I will have many things. No, Gurudev is seeing him as worshipable. And Gurudev is saying, no, you are my Guru. I cannot be your Guru. But then the guy was crying. He was crying. He was really sincere about that. And he really wanted that Gurudev should give him. And then Gurudev will say, okay, don't worry, please calm down, cool down. Tomorrow you come to see me and we will talk about it more easy. Okay. So in this way, this is example of Gurudev's manna shunyata. The next point is ashabandha. Ashabandha means hope. Hope of what? Hope of one day achieving perfection. Hope of one day being able to accomplish our sadhana and become the servants of Radha and Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what is that hope? So Srila Gurudeva, he used to always quote one verse from Srila Rupa Goswami Pada in Stavamala that begins with Pratinanam Bhajanam Atulam Assa Bindukshitam. The verse says, I am very weak and lazy to do even the smallest service. Therefore, when I hear about the difficult austerities performed by the great devotees in ancient times, my heart burns with despair. On the other hand, when I hear that your waves of mercy splash everywhere, from Brahma to Aghasur, then my heart becomes sprinkled with a cooling drop of hope. Very beautiful verse from Rupa Goswami Pada. He's praying to Krishna, saying that, oh Krishna, when I see the previous devotees, the great devotees, how much they did austerities for you, how much they did sadhana for you, how much they achieved higher positions. Oh, I feel completely, discouraged, because when I look to myself, I cannot do it. I am unable to do like them. So is there any hope for me? Is there any hope for me? And then he said, yes, because when I see how you have given your mercy, how the waves of your mercy splash, everywhere, even upon those who are very fallen, like Brahma, who have committed offense against you, and even Agasura and so many demons that you have given mercy to. I feel a drop of cooling hope in my heart that I might have some, chance to also receive your mercy. So that type of hope is that Srila Gurudev is also cultivating. And he's also giving us this way of praying, this way of understanding, right? So Srila Gurudeva, he always used to teach us how to be hopeful. One more example. During the Anakuti Mahotsav, this was a very special festival for Srila Gurudev, and he used to be, really moved by that festival, and so many things used to happen during those festivals, in the sense that, Giriraj Lila and Giriraj's mercy and Giriraj's, position is so complex, and the whole Lila and the whole thing. And Srila Gurudev, he always used to speak one verse when he was doing the offering. Now, he used to quote Rupa Goswami Pad. In Rupa Goswami Pad, he used to say, Govardhanatvam kuru manoratam purnam. O Govardhan, please, you should satisfy my heart desire. So I have so many very confidential desires that cannot be revealed to any person besides you. I want to serve Radha and Krishna in your groves as the personal servant of Srimati Radhika. I have this hope, so please bestow your mercy upon me. This is another prayer from Rupa Goswami Pada to Govardhan. See, I have this hope. I have this hope that by your mercy, not by my endeavor, but by your mercy, I can also one day become the servant of Srimati Radhika, and serve her and Krishna in the groves, in the caves of Giriraj Govardhan. Another prayer Gurudeva used to give us about Govardhan is that, O Giriraj, I have so much hope, and I have to you, and I have to, and I have come to you with this hope. Radha and Krishna were quarreling in so many ways, in so many leelas. I want to be there and listen to all those sweet quarrelings. So I pray to you to give me a very good place at your lotus feet, so that continually weeping and my heart melting, I can always remember Radha Krishna's pastimes. I don't want to remember any worldly matters at all. So this is the prayer of hope. What is the meaning of hope? Hope is also related to eagerness. Therefore, this is also the next symptom. Samutkanta means eagerness. Because hope means that never, although I am very unqualified, still I want that. So hope and eagerness are connected. You have the hope due to eagerness, right? This eagerness brings you the hope, because without eagerness, even with a lot of sadhana, you cannot get it. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyatam yajikuto pilabhyati tatralolyam mulyam mekalam I forgot the last line anyway, but the most important is the first line. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyatam yajikuto pilabhyati. Means if you find this Krishna,
Koti janma sukriti
na labhyate. Thank you, Didi. Means if you know where to find this Krishna bhakti, somewhere, if you find it available in the market, you should go and get it immediately. Because if you don't have that eagerness to get it, even after millions of life accumulating sukriti from pious activities, you cannot get that. So the main ingredient, this is called eagerness. So eagerness and hope, they walk together always. So what is Gurudev's symptom of samutkanta, of eagerness? There are so many, but I can mention two of them which are quite funny, in the sense that Srila Gurudev, in the beginning, when he was serving the mat, Parang Gurudev, he used to do a lot of service. So when would come the time of Harikatha, sometimes he would sleep. He would sleep, and so he was upset by that, because he wants to hear Harikatha, but he is sleeping very less, like 2-3 hours a day, and working a lot, doing so many things. And once he sits there and everything, sits down in your mind, and then Nidra Devi comes, because there is a curse. Nidra Devi comes and sits in your eyelid, and makes you sleep when you're hearing Harikatha from pure devotees. So what Gurudev did, he put chili in his eyes so that he would not sleep. So after seeing that, Parang Gurudev blessed him. Parang Gurudev said, "Oh, you are really determined to listen to Harikatha. You really know the value of Harikatha. Therefore, I'm blessing you that you never sleep anymore in Harikatha." So from that day, there was no need to put more chili in his eyes. So this is eagerness. Can you do that? Can you put chili in your eyes? You can't. Even myself, when I used to sleep during Harikatha, I used to pinch my hands. And pinching. Sometimes I would stand and go to the back and keep standing to be awake. But putting chili in my eyes, I would never be able to do it, because I don't have such eagerness, Another thing is, when Gurudev was chanting also, he used to take his shikha and tie on the door so he could not fall asleep. Sleep. So in this way, this is Gurudev's eagerness for chanting, for Harikatha. This is called Namnishta. Firm faith for Harinam, for Harikatha. Without that, then there is really no hope for us. If we not have a minimum taste, a minimum desire for Harikatha and Kirtan and Harinam, then definitely there is no hope. The next one is called Namagane Sadaruchi. Always chanting the holy names, no matter where, no matter what situation. So I just mentioned one example that can also serve that, is when Gurudev was tying his shikha on the door. But another great example is when Gurudev used to take long flights, sometimes 15 hours flight, 17 hours flight. He would go continuously chanting, no sleeping, no resting, and he used to chant 1 lakh, 2 lakhs sometimes during the flights. And devotees, they used to become completely amazed by Gurudev's behavior, especially in his old age, when he was traveling by planes. And the devotees used to ask Gurudev, how can you do it? And Gurudev, he used to say, "Oh, I don't sleep, I don't rest, I'm full-time chanting. There is nothing to do. I'm sitting in the plane. What I will do? I will chant." So during the whole flight, 2 lakhs of Harinam completed. Common people, they watch movies, they read books, they sleep, they take some medicine to sleep, and they black out for 10 hours, right? But what Srila Gurudev is doing, is absorbed, he's chanting. So in another occasion, somebody asked to Srila Gurudev, "Gurudev, how can I serve you?" That was the question. "Gurudev, how can I serve you?" And Gurudev, at first, he said, "Oh, you can serve me by doing so many things, by engaging your body, mind, and words. all your senses and moods in service, by your wealth, by distributing books, by reading the books, by having also affection for others, Vaishnavas and living entities. You can serve me by so many ways. But the devotees say, no, Gurudev, this is too general. I want something that I can do and you be completely satisfied. And my mind will be completely also fixed in that seva. And what Gurudev said, okay, then you try to fix your mind in Harinam. Chanting Harinam, this is the best seva you can do for me. So, this is the best seva. Like yesterday, I was explaining how Gurudev was comparing the japamala with the umbilical cord, right? So, what is the function of the umbilical cord? Is to give nutrition to the baby, right? But at the same time, the umbilical cord is taking, also whatever is the impurities produced in the body of the baby is taking and going to the mother also, right? So, in the same way, the japamala has also two functions, because this is like our connection to Srila Gurudev by the umbilical cord. So one is to give us nourishment when we chant in the japamala, that nectar will come to us, and also to purify us. All our imperfections and impurities are going also in that, and Gurudeva is purifying us. So Gurudeva says there are two processes going on. One is purifying and one is qualifying. Two things are going on. And who is doing that for us is Gurudev. But if we are not connected from that umbilical cord, if we are not chanting, then there is nothing he can do. So Gurudev, he gave the path, he gave the way, chanting. Take your japamala and just chant. That's it. And automatically all perfections will manifest. Everything will manifest. And then Gurudev, he can also do his part. Means his mercy can come to us. If we are not chanting, then it's very difficult. Very difficult. So in this way, this is some examples of that. Now next is the Ashakti Stad Gunakyane. Means Gurudeva, he teaches us how to appreciate the beautiful descriptions of Krishna's body, Krishna's beauty, according to the visions of different devotees. Means Gurudev has attachment to hear all time about the descriptions of Krishna, how he is beautiful, his form, his leelas, his names, all about him. Gurudev is always hearing that. So Gurudev particularly, he gave us always three different ways of seeing Krishna, right? The first way is like Brahma, how Brahma described Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, Namidete Brahvapushe tadyam bharaya gunjavatansa paripichala sammukaya. Like that. So he's describing Krishna in a very beautiful way, that he's in the forest with his friends, and he's very beautiful, decorated like that. Then the Mathura Brahmanis, Shamam Hiranya Pariding Panamalya Barha, Gunjavatansa Paripichala Sambukaya, like that verse. Also the Mathura Brahmanis are describing Krishna with a very beautiful form, with his blackish complexion, with his, Vajayanti Mala and all of that. But then comes gopis. Parhapidam Natavara Vapu Karnayo Kanikaram. How Krishna how he is so beautiful. He's wearing this Karnikara a flower earring. And in the, I think in Bhajan Rahasya, Gurudeva, he mentions that actually Krishna, he wears only one earring, not two. Most of the time he wears one. Why? Because normal people wear two. Normal people means mind is balanced, therefore have two earrings. But Krishna, he wears only one earrings because he's not balanced, he's crooked. So, and when you have only one earring, you become more charming, more attractive. And he would always face the side of the earring towards the gopis, so they would see. So that gives a different flavor when you have only one earring. When people want to become more attractive to others, they will put only one earring. So in the same way, Krishna is like that. His Karnikara means yellow flower. He's putting only one, not two. So in this way, but Krishna's beauty is actually enhanced when he is with the gopis. He is like the blue sapphire, like the blue sapphire, and the gopis are means giving the enhancing the beauty of that blue sapphire when they are wearing the jewel. The jewel itself is not as beautiful when someone is wearing that, right? The person enhances also the beauty of that jewel. So Krishna is like that jewel, that blue sapphire, that when he's nearby the gopis, his beauty is enhanced. Also, Gurudev, he always used to sing Radha Kripakataksh Stavaraja. This Munindra Vrindavandite, Triloka Shoka Harini. Means describing the qualities of Radharani. So Gurudev was also very much attached to hearing the glories of Srimati Radhika as well. The descriptions of her beauty, her pastimes, and this particular Stavastuti describes all the beauty of Srimati Radhika that Gurudev teaches us to sing every day. Okay. Then last one will be Pritistadvasatistale, means affection for the pastime places of Radha and Krishna. So Srila Gurudev, he performed parikrama for over 60 years. Over 60 years. It means that non-stop, almost for his whole life, he was visiting the pastime places of Radha and Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other associates as well. Why? Because he cannot live without visiting those places and also residing in those places. That's the most important. And what Gurudev told, I don't want to leave Vrindavan. I never want to leave Vrindavan. I only left Vrindavan because of Seva. Because I had to go to preach in India and also outside. Otherwise, I would never leave Vrindavan. That was Srila Gurudev's attachment. And especially for Govardhan. Govardhan was the favorite place of Srila Gurudev. And he mentioned that he wanted to take Samadhi in Govardhan. He wanted to stay there forever. And he's still there. Because in Navadvip, the place where his Samadhi is, this is called Gupta Govardhan. This is the hidden Govardhan. Like that. So, also Srila Gurudeva used to renovate, to maintain and restore the Lila places, especially in Vrindavan, like Udavakyari, Surabhi Kunda, and other places. Gurudeva spent billions of rupees in renovating, taking care of those places. And that is one of the reasons that he was really respected in Vrindavan by the Brajabasis and from all places. It's only to mention few places, but he gave money to so many temples, to so many places. Poonam Didi is here. She probably have seen practically all those projects and everything. How Srila Gurudev was, really into preserving and also propagating the glories of those places. And not only that, the proper harikatha of those places. Because sometimes the local devotees, even the local pandas and others, they would not speak the proper siddhanta or lila of that place. And Gurudev used to chastise and correct them. Right? For example, in Varshana, once one panda told that Radharani, she is Mateshwari. Mateshwari means she's the mother of all mothers. And Gurudev say, oh, no. You can't say that. You cannot say that. Maybe in some, different level, different, aspect, she might be Mateshwari, but not in Braj. In Braj, she's not Mateshwari. In Braj, she's Sakhi. She's a girlfriend. There is no such opulent mood here in Braj. So don't call her Mateshwari here. Maybe she's Adi Shakti. Maybe she could be Mateshwari, but from another point of view, but not here, not in Braj. In another moment, one Panda told also, different occasion, that he was speaking some verses in Brajabasha, means the local Brajabasi language. And that those verses were saying that, oh Radharani, you are so fortunate. What austerities have you done to have the association of Krishna? And Gurudeva was saying, oh, stop, don't say like that. How dare you to say this? That Radharani have performed austerities to have Krishna's association. No. You should say, oh Krishna, what austerities have you performed to have the association of Radharani? That is the way Brajabasi should think. And like this, so many things, like sometimes in Gokul Mahavan, they used to say that Radha and Krishna are married just because they had this Gandharva Vivaha in Bandirvan, this, garland exchange, and the gopis were singing, wedding songs like that, and Brahma came to be the priest. But this is Leela. This is not actually serious thing. In the serious way, they never married. And Gurudeva used to say, if you marry both of them, you are destroying the wealth of Vrindavan, which is Parakya Bhav. They cannot be married. Otherwise, the whole, the beauty of this Leela is that they are not married. And second of this, did Vrishabhanu Maharaj give Radha in charity to Nanda Maharaj? There was any exchange of, gifts between them? Did Radha went to live in the house of Jashoda or not? No. Did they have children? No. So how they are married? So Gurudev, he was really into protecting the dham, protecting the lila places from all sides. From all sides. We see many people in Vrindavan doing nice projects. They are building beautiful temples, they're renovating very nice pastime places, they spend crores of rupees, means billions of rupees they spend. But they are not so deep into protecting the most valuable thing, that is the Harikatha. If the lila of those places are not being told properly, no matter how much beautiful is that place now, it's not fulfilling its purpose, right? So that was Gurudev's, all the symptoms, of Gurudev's bhav that he manifested, So in this way, I can end up this first part by saying something really, really interesting, is that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he shut the mouth of Rai Ramananda, but he was not able to shut the mouth of Srila Gurudev. What Srila Gurudev have spoken, that was completely uncensored. There was no one to check him. No one. So that gives the speciality of Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev's Harikatha. How Srila Gurudeva, he revealed to the world the moods of Rupa Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami also. In the, what is that? Bilap Kusumanjali. So in this way, this was Srila Gurudev's mood. One time, Srila Gurudeva, he was in Hawaii, and there were some whales, in the ocean nearby. And the devotees, they invited the Gurudev for a boat trip to see the whales. And Gurudev accepted, very excited. Okay, let's go. Let's see the whales in the ocean. And then they went. So after some time, some devotees, they actually became a little bit, critical. Say, how and why a pure devotee like Gurudev goes to a boat trip to see whales in the ocean? I mean, what is the point? And this question came to Gurudev even. This question came to Gurudev. And Gurudev, he replied by saying, oh, they are concerned about this matter. Okay, I'm going to explain why I went there. I went there to have udipan of how the gopis, they were being swallowed by the timingila fish. That represents calm in the ocean of separation for Krishna. So timingila is a huge fish, bigger than the whales we have nowadays. Okay, there is extinct. There is not living anymore. This fish resembles like a whale, right? So Gurudev was saying, I went to have udipan to some extent of how is that animal that is being compared to the calm, to the lust of the gopis, that is swallowing them in the ocean of separation from Krishna. So how deep is Gurudev's meditation? We cannot imagine how Gurudev is thinking about it. So never doubt the activities of a pure devotee, never. It's not trivial. It's not useless, it's not meaningless. It has always some real deep connection that we cannot realize. Unless they speak out, we cannot realize. Such a simple situation, such like ordinary situation, going to ocean, things. But where is Gurudev's heart? That we should understand. Sometimes I give a lecture explaining. Once Gurudev, he asked, who is more powerful, Kamsa or Hiranyakashipu? That lecture is very nice. So devotees, they begin to fight and to quarrel, not fight, to debate and quarrel. Who is more powerful, Hiranyakashipu or Kamsa? And they come to this, understanding of the wrestling, the type of muscle strength, things like that. But when Gurudev gives his answer, Gurudev said, no, it's not Hiranyakashipu, it's Kamsa who is more powerful. Because my point of view is not of strength, physical strength. Kamsa, he did the most difficult task, was to remove Krishna from Vrindavan and bring him to Mathura. And then he was fighting against Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And thirdly, by taking Krishna out of Vrindavan, he made all the Brajabasis feel separation and manifest their love for Krishna in such a way that could never been manifested before, especially the love of the gopis. So by that act of Kamsa, the glories of the gopis were able to spread all over the world, even come to Dwaraka. Even the queens of Dwaraka begin to question, who are they? Why they have such love for Krishna? So we should realize, where is the heart of Gurudev? If we realize that, we can answer everything. That's the most, of course, difficult part. So in this way, let us now come to the second part. Let me know if you have any question on that, on this first part.
Oh, no questions, but I'm just charmed. I'm totally in another world, because it's giving such a beautiful explanation of Gurudev's inner moods, inner thoughts. So next 1 hour, you are only going to speak.
It's with about the separate.
Because this kind of a chance to hear continuously, it is so rare.
Yeah. So yesterday, I was also touching one point that is about how we should be able to feel that Gurudev is with us always, even when he is not physically present, right? When he was absent, when he was absent, when he was present, physically present, sometimes we used to be separate from him, but we knew that after some time again we would be together, reunite, and we would be able to again catch up with our sadhana, and things would be fine again. So devotees, they often realize that when they were with Gurudev, everything was easy. To chant japa, to focus the mind on Harikatha, to always remember the pastimes, to just be there in the pastime places, and just feeling his presence, feeling his mood, right? So that inspiration, that enthusiasm that we used to feel in the presence of Gurudev, sometimes used to wither when we were separate from him, right? But now the situation is different, because now we no longer have the possibility to again come physically close to him and recharge our batteries. Now, Gurudev used to say at least twice a year, better 3, but at least twice, we should recharge our batteries. Means coming for Kartik Parikrama and Navadip Parikrama. But in fact, the thing that actually charges our battery is his presence. That is actually what makes us desire even to come to Vrindavan and to come to Navadip, right? I remember when he was sick in Delhi, in his sickness pastimes in 2010, and the Kartik month was about to start, and they gave us order, everyone should leave Delhi and should go to Vrindavan and do parikrama. But I thought to myself, I don't want to do parikrama. I have no taste for this parikrama without Gurudev. I want to be here. I want to serve Gurudev here. So the whole inspiration, at least for myself, was to be with Gurudev. It was nice to be in Vrindavan, of course, with Gurudev, but it was not because of Vrindavan, it was because of Gurudev. It might be even offensive for me to say that against Vrindavan, but what can I say? This is my qualification. I have no understanding of what Vrindavan is actually. So in this way, what inspires us is Gurudev. So then one devotee asked to Gurudev, Gurudev, how can I continue feeling your presence, that you are with me, even when we are separated? How can we make it possible? So Gurudev told her that it is possible. First of all, if you realize that actually I love you, if you really know that I love you, that I have affection for you, and I'm here for you, then it's possible that you're going to feel that I'm always with you. So that's the first realization that we must have, right? So in this way, um, just 1 second here. Sorry, I was replying one message here. So in this way, Gurudeva, he's saying that um, um, you should think that I love you very much and I have come only for you. That is the first type of conviction that you must manifest. And that sounds very, very, very good, of course, because sometimes we know that Gurudev loves everyone. Gurudev has love for all human beings, for all, even living entities in general. He's very merciful, very compassionate. His love is unconditional. But when we hear directly, when we have this experience that Gurudev say to us that, oh, actually, I have come for you. I love you. I have affection for you. That sounds different, right? And even I had this actually experience uh, when my parents came to India um, in 2009. I introduced them to Gurudev. And my mother, she was crying so much, crying, crying, crying. Gurudev asked her, why are you crying? What happened? And she couldn't say anything. She was just crying. And Gurudev told her, listen, you should not worry. I have so much affection for your son, and I'm taking care of him. Only that he told. And that, I look and say, oh my God, Gurudev just said that. And what happened? My mother, she again started crying even more because she knew that she could not compete against Gurudev's love. Her motherly love was much lesser than Gurudev's love, of course. Gurudev is our real mother and father. So I have so many examples of that. So basically, when we hear that, when we know that, we know that he never leaves me. He's always with me. And Gurudev used to say, I am closer to you than the air you breathe. But nevertheless, it's difficult for us to connect and have that, that confidence that Gurudev is, always with us. So the other option was to think, okay, maybe Gurudev is saying that only to encourage me. I want that to be true. I want him to really love me. But maybe I am so full of anarthas, I'm really sinful, and there are so many reasons why it should not be true, right? So there are many reasons for why Gurudev not love me, because I even don't do things as he wants me to do. Many times I'm breaking rule, many times I'm doing mistakes, many times I'm committing offenses. So why he loves me then? Is there any reason for him to love me like that, in such a special way? So in this way, we sometimes cannot, reconcile things. So, but nevertheless, we must believe in Gurudev's words, not in our own speculation, not our own way of thinking, right? So, and definitely things will go much better if I believe that Gurudev really loves me and he's not lying to me, right? But our mind is like that. Our mind is always, judging, considering, speculating, doubting, especially doubting, right? So in this way, Srila Gurudev, he described that you can have this intimate link. And this is actually the most important thing. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj, he also used to say that. He used to say, try to make an internal connection with your Gurudev, because at some point he will leave. He won't be here forever. And if you don't have that connection, then what will happen? You lose your Gurudev. So what is the conclusion of that? The conclusion is that Gurudev is always with us, but we are not always with him. That's the thing. He's definitely with us all the time. He's Paramatma. He's Antaryami. But we are not with him all the time. And that's the most hard truth that we don't like to accept. And we tend to give to him the responsibility. Oh, Gurudev, you are not with me. You don't love me, isn't it? But actually, we should point ourselves. Say, we are not actually with him. We actually don't love him. So you see how our mind is very dangerous. We tend to blame Gurudev for something that lacks in us, that is love and presence. And we try to judge him and doubt him. Does he really love me? Is he really with me? How can I feel that he is with me? And actually, we should actually look to ourselves. Actually, we are not with him. And that's the main point. Once we will be able to give up our material attachments, our business, our selfish business, when we are busy only with us, thinking about us, then we will be able to be with Gurudev. So there's nothing to do with Gurudev. There is nothing about believing that he loves or not love us. The main thing is that we should know how to love Gurudev. And that is the main thing. Therefore, Gurudev used to say, this is a school of love. Learning how to love. We don't know what love is. And therefore, we don't know what separation is. We speak about viraha, we speak about vipralamba, separation, all these things, but we don't know what it is until we will have love, real love for Gurudev. Gurudev has given us so many instructions. Gurudev has given us so much harikatha, so much, subject is there. So much knowledge is there. But after some point, it becomes just like a repetition of things that you already know. But still, you are not getting. You're not getting bhakti. So bhakti is not about memorizing all the shlokas, knowing all the books, repeating all the harikatha, because many have done that. And even sometimes they have gone far away from Gurudev even. Even they thought they knew better than Gurudev. And where are they? Far away. So it's not about that. It's about putting Gurudev in the first plan, not myself. Gurudev used to say, be careful with scholarship. That can betray you. You even think sometimes you are better than your Gurudev, you know more than your Gurudev. And once you do that, you make offense and you go very far away. We have seen with our own eyes Gurudev's disciples doing that, and they have left. So in this way, this is how Srila Gurudev, he is trying and struggling to make us learn how to love. And how he's doing that? By example. There is no other way, only by example. By showing what love is. By showing that he's there for us. By showing what he's able to do for us. How much sacrifice he can take for us. How he's not putting himself in the first. How now he's putting all of us in the first position. That is how he's teaching us. That's how he's putting his own Gurudev in the first position. How he sacrificed his whole life to serve his Gurudev. In the beginning, in Mathura, there was no preaching at all. Param Gurudev, from scratch, he bought the building, he established the mat, and he told Gurudev that now he is in charge and he's going out for preaching. Gurudev has to maintain. And Param Gurudev, even sometime he told, I'm going to send you money time to time so that can help you to maintain all these things. But Gurudev never used that money. Never. Gurudev even struggled many times. Even there was no food. Many things, many problems. But he never took that money from Param Gurudev. He always kept separate. And he saved. And later he gave back even to Param Gurudev. But he struggled to serve Param Gurudev. Because he knows that he's a servant. He's not to be served by his guru. But nowadays in the mat, brahmacharis demand many things. Give me this, give me that. Otherwise, I don't stay. Even salary you have to get. Otherwise, you will not serve, you will not do. The first thing I learned when I came to mat was make the mission depend on you, not you depend on the mission. You have come to serve, not to be served. It is not your house. You have not come to be like a chief guest in this house. No. Now you are a servant. So you are not first. So that helped me a lot to make sure that, I have to give to the mission, not I have to take from the mission. Right? And Gurudev, he gave that example. How much he sacrificed his health, his body, his everything. Even his own desire to be with his Gurudev. He sacrificed that because he didn't want to be in charge of Mathura. He wanted to continue to be the servant, the personal servant of his Gurudev, and serve him and travel with him and be with him. Gurudev was very much in shock when he got the news that he would be in charge of Mathura and be far away from his Gurudev, because for many years he was already full-time with Param Gurudev. But he had to step on top of that to serve Param Gurudev. So once Gurudev told, if you want to do Guru Seva, you have to overcome your own mood. You have to change your own mood to serve your Gurudev. If you cannot do that, then you can't do Guru Seva. When Gurudev was explaining to the GBC members, what is Guru Seva? If you are able to change your own mood to serve your Gurudev, then this is real Guru Seva. Real Guru Seva. So, in this way, Gurudev is there, always there. What doubt should we have about it? There is no question of having doubts that he's there. He's here. But am I with him or not? That's the main question. So, yeah. Any questions, any doubts, any comments you want to make?
Maharaj, many years before, I once went to see Gurudev in South Delhi. So what happened was that I was getting late and I returned before the program ended. So the next day he asked me, why did you go early? I said, Gurudev, because I had to go alone. He said, never say that you are alone. Always understand that I am with you. These were his words that time. But still, I'm also feeling the same thing that you just mentioned, that why this realization is not getting strong. Though at times we are at the back of the mind feeling, yes, he is with me, he is with me. But still it happens that that is me, I kind of miss it. That no, maybe, maybe that what you are saying, that I am not with him, he is always with me, but how can I be with him always?
Yes. That's our challenge for this life. If you can become Atmasat with Gurudev, then we have hope.
How we I want to learn to be a Atmasat. It is a natural process, it is a natural outcome. So out of what is this going to come as a result, being Atmasat?
Yes, we have to pray. We have to do our sadhana. We have to do what he wants us to do. And then natural things will come. Because he gave the way. He gave the recipe. We just have to implement, and at the same time, we must be patient. The
But
results
we see
come
that
so fast
when,
as we wish.
yeah, but when we see life of Gurudev or even the devotees like you, then we feel there is a lot of difference in our sadhan. Our sadhan is much, much, much weaker, as like what we hear about Gurudev, how he was serving, how he was understanding. And even you, I have seen so many people, I have seen they have really, they have raised themselves up to that standard. But for us, for me, it is not being possible. I know even the discrepancies also. I know my time, something is lacking, something is always lacking. Why I am not feeling that kind of a thing?
Right.
Mm.
Everyone will have the same complaint, I guess.
They are very new, all of, from I think all of, out of all this group, I might be the oldest one who has had a longer period with Gurudev. So even if they feel it looks it's okay, but for me, it is little shameful, kind of a shame I feel in myself.
Don't feel like that, Didi. Uh, from our perspective, we see things different. From our perspective, we all would like to be in your place.
It's not right.
Yeah.
That is for my encouragement.
No, this is true. Really, this is true. So you want to speak something about Gurudev? We have some 10 minutes
No,
left.
no, I want to hear only. I want to be in this mood only.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. So now I have to go because I'm now traveling to Faridabad, and
Mhm.
they are waiting for me to take me there. So tomorrow is our Gurudev's appearance day. I will share the Facebook link of Radha Madhav Gaudiya Math that they may broadcast the program. So
They
if,
will be sent.
yeah, I will send in a group the link so everyone can follow up the program and Kirtan, Harikatha, Abhishek mostly. If they not broadcast, I do myself. I broadcast. Um, okay, so we pray today to Srila Gurudev that we will stop being hypocritical and really take you know his words into our lives and make him the Lord of our hearts, Lord of our minds, and Lord of everything, because he's the real Sakshat Hari, mhm, for us. So in this way, he is our all in all, and pray
Maharaj,
one day,
just a moment.
we pray one day to
Uh,
really feel separation,
yeah,
to feel
just
separate.
one line of Guru, about Gurudev. Just throw your light on this. Jai Jai Shri Guru Prema Kalpataru. Just explain us, Prema Kalpataru. How Gurudev is Prema Kalpataru.
Yes, Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Prema Kalpataru. Hmm. So Shri Guru, he is like um, he's like the tree of prema, right? He's like this. He's the manifestation of Krishna's prema to us. Mm. So the first contact we have with Krishna prema, this is through Gurudev. Mm. So this Sakshat Hari is somehow related to that because that mercy means that love. Mm. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not remembering now exactly how the song goes, in which way the song is taking that meaning. But we can see like that. Hmm. Yeah,
Adbhut Jaco Prakash.
with the Yanko Parakash. Yes,
किया अज्ञान तिमिर वरदान
yes,
उजड़ किरण करुणाशा.
yes, yes. So we have the hope to receive
हाँ,
one day of Gurudev's um, mercy. Mhm. We are submerged in this ignorance. And the only way that we have out of this is Gurudev's love. Mm. So this is that the wish fulfilling tree of love. Mm. It's,
Love for Radha and Krishna.
yeah,
Mm.
yes. And not only love for Radha and Krishna, but also love for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We find shelter in his love
Yes.
because all living entities are seeking for love, seeking
Mm-hmm.
for shelter, seeking for um, you know, a safe place to be. And that place must be with love. There is no safe place without love. So Gurudev is our shelter in the sense that there we find love. We can feel loved, right? And you cannot love without before being loved, actually. So,
Mm-hmm.
there is no point of someone loving, manifesting love if he never got love from someone because he never learned, he was never uh, fulfilled. Then how he can distribute that if he has nothing, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
Gurudeva is filling us up with love. So then we
Mm-hmm.
one day also make that and manifest that, right? And this is
Mm-hmm.
one of the most important thing that we find in the relationship with Gurudev. Actually, it's a very selfish thing, but it's a good selfishness because when we are with him, we always getting love from him. He's always loving
Mm-hmm.
us so much, always speaking to us nice things and expressing his affection and his, everything. That's why it's so good to be with Gurudev, right? Because we get that love. And if we visit other Vaishnavas and we don't have that same love, then we just give up because we don't want. We want the same or more, but not less.
Mm-hmm.
So we are like babies. Gurudev always used to say, we are like babies. And baby is a very selfish entity. Baby is always depending on mother, not doing anything by himself, only receiving, 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 and then crying, crying for more, right? So this is our condition now. We are babies in Bhakti, until we realize and accept that we won't be able to, really be there for that love. But some people like me and others that Gurudev has given a little more hardship and responsibility, especially to go out for preaching this is something, sometimes I struggle because I said, oh, I have no love inside. How can I give love?
You are qualified to distribute that love. So he has chosen you.
I felt, Gurudev, if I would stay longer with you, I would get more love. I would be better, you know. But it's like that. Okay.
Okay, Mara. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Forgive me all my shortcomings and limitations. Uh, just trying to remember Gurudev and trying to be with you in these memories. Be with him.
Yeah. Yes. For 2 hours we were with Gurudev. It was so beautiful.
So tomorrow we have more chance to
Yeah.
hear more and especially hear from others. So tomorrow
Yeah.
you speak there in the mat, no? In Rup Sanatan.
You may, yes, Maharaj, maybe for 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
If someone broadcasts, you can share with me, then I can listen.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so my pranams to everyone.
Hare Krishna. Pranam.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.